I'm Ann Crabb. I'm the Director of Financial Aid for Northwest Nazarene University. I've put on the screen what our basic academic scholarships are. Every student, if they qualify for an academic scholarship, gets that automatically. There's no necessary extra paperwork. We're just looking at their GPA and their ACT or SAT scores, so there's no applications for scholarships, no priority dates for scholarships. We actually are getting these sent to students as soon as they've been accepted and we have their FAFSA. So we're always waiting for the FAFSA before we start offering any aid. And if a student tells us they won't do a FAFSA, then we do it without that. We accept students right up to the time school is starting. Especially this year, I think everyone's a little bit worried about college enrollment numbers. So we're a small office, just like C of I would be, and so we're pretty flexible and don't have a lot of date, that students have to comply with. I just said that. There's really not a lot of deadlines. We're here to help. I have on the screen the 3 people in our office who contact information. They help the traditional students. So those are good names to have if a student is in a special circumstances because of the COVID stuff, then can contact their financial aid officer and get that ball rolling. We, just like the other schools, have kind of a form that they would fill out to explain what their special circumstance is, and then we go from there. We don't necessarily have to have the student go through verification like some of the other schools mentioned. It kind of depends what they're petitioning for. We also won't start processing those until July because we want enough history of their new income or situation to be able to make an educated guess on what that's going to look like for them going forward. And then this is just a generic slide. It's kind of a blatant, just propositional thing. I think we're a unique university and not certainly for every student because we are Christ-centered. That's probably our focal point. It's a very close-knit community, and those are the numbers of students we have. One thing I didn't mention was the CARES Act funding. We received $410,000 that was to go to students, and we've given out almost all of that. We did a blanket amount to every student that we could verify was Title IV eligible, meaning that they either did a FAFSA this year or in a prior year. We still have almost 50 students that we are sending a kind of survey to make sure that they qualify for those funds, but then we'll give them funding as well. We also looked at the students who did a FAFSA this year and did a second amount to those students for based on need. So we looked at everybody's EFC that was below $25,000 and gave them a little bit extra of that CARES Act funding. Something unique that NNU is doing is we also had a 2-to-1 matching grant from a donor. So we have $175,000 available that we could use for anybody who it's specifically for COVID-related situations or hardships students are having. And so that money definitely could be used for students that are incoming to NNU too.